Good evening, everyone. I have been getting my hotkeys all wrong today, so sorry about that. Also my camera isn't the best lined up. Welcome to F6 Monaco. Monaco. It's gonna be a long ride, but you know what? We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this together. We are on round 5 now, so we are quite far into the season. Almost at the halfway point. First impressions are starting to form, starting to evolve into other things. We have a few different winners. A lot of those who have been at the top. For example, Zerky, who won last time out. Two people who seem to have won round 3. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong standings. Goodness me. Yeah, no, sorry. Canada was won by Zerky, which is his first win. So yeah, very good. Very well done to him after Aib Khan had his win taken to him by a bit of a controversial, shall we say, penalty. Round 3 was won by Snakes. Absolutely dominated, obviously. That was not screamed. Round 2 was won by Mikes, and round 1 by Ruben. So, bit of a championship fight falling on our hands. You can hear the beeps. We are about to get into this, but before that, we're going to go through the track map, which is about to show up. Sorry. As you can tell, I have prepared very well. I actually have many pages of notes, but I forgot to add the Monaco track map. Here we go. Monaco's 3.337 kilometers, 19 turns. One DRS zone. Not that it really works. It's Monaco. It's one of those circuits where you don't overtake. They say Hungary and Zandvoort are the Monacos of proper circuits, which I agree with, and I don't think that's the best reputation for Monaco. It's such a controversial question whether it should be on the calendar, but nonetheless, it's on the PSGL calendar tonight, so we're gonna we're gonna enjoy it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not the biggest fan of Monaco, but doesn't matter. I've also not changed this one, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine, because I will in. Boom. Round 5, Monaco. Next week is Silverstone. Home Grand Prix. We've got Portugal as well coming up. But today is Monaco. So let's get straight into qualifying. We'll have a quick look at the standings. We won't have a look, but I'll read them out for you. Snakes F1 has had a really brilliant season so far. Apart from one DNF, he's finished on the podium every other race. So yeah, very well done to him so far. This other Aston Martin of Zerky in P2 at the moment, followed by Ruben Lapalainen, Mike's Silver Arrow, Luca, Matti, Ayub, Robbie, and well, that's the top 10. Constructors are looking Aston Martin, Red Bull, Alpine, AlphaTauri, Williams, McLaren. I do just want to have a look at Alpine, have a little talk. Last race was Canada. They finished P9 and P10. The Alpine guys have been so consistent. They're right next to each other on the calendar and have finished pretty much next to each other in every race, apart from like one. So yeah, those guys looking really consistent. Luca Monaco is on an outlap. Yeah, so is So Arrow as well. But yeah, so I mean they've both been having good seasons. I'm sure that will be a teammate fight. I'm sure it looks a lot more civilized from the outside than it actually is on the inside. There we go. But we'll cut to Aib Khan. Oh, not Aib Khan. Augustin Tolashi, who is starting his first flying lap now, heading towards turn 1. The aim is to cut as much of the corner as possible, which he does. They use all the track. Does touch the wall a little bit there. All the way up the hill now. He's going to need to have had a good run, a good exit, because that's going to cost him time if he doesn't, all the way through here into this long sweeping left-hander down the hill towards Casino Square, heading down into turn 5, into the hairpin, down the hill in the hotel section. The hotel hairpin on the tightest corners on the F1 calendar, the slowest on the F1 calendar, taking that in second gear. Short shifting to third into the place where Button and Verline had their crash and Button's last ever race, which, actually quite a fun fact, Jenson Button, if he did ever race, would have, I believe it's a quali ban or a five place grid penalty for that incident. But anyway, Augustin looking very twitchy. Augustin nearly got a podium in Bahrain until getting a post-race penalty, but he is going through sector 2 now. Oh, really using as much of the track as he can there. Interesting to note, Killed and Nawiki, both of the AlphaTauris deciding they want to stop in last. Rich Ralphie goes provisional P1 with a 111.2. We'll see if Augustin can beat that. He can with a 110.6. Yeah, both AlphaTauris choosing to start the back, which I'm not sure what you want at Monaco, but I guess it's good to avoid the carnage. We'll have a look at a few other people finishing laps. Ruben is going to go P1 with a 110.2. Looking very quick. Noah coming across the line. He goes P3 with a 111. E2 Lapalainen in P12, about to come across the line. He sets a 110.6 to go second place for now. So a good start from him. We'll just go through the race results from last time and see how they're going to compare to this race. Victor Wilder goes Victor Widler. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his names yet. As Zerky goes P3. But yeah, I'm not too sure on names yet, in all honesty. But hopefully we'll get there soon. We'll watch Snakes as he finishes his lap. But yeah, we'll talk about the race results from last time. So Zerky won, got fastest lap. It was his first one this season, and he's been very consistent up there actually. Apart from in Bahrain, he's been on the podium. No, that's not right. Sorry. Actually, no, he hasn't been that consistent. Never mind. Yeah, it's the first one this season. He is sitting in P2 at the championship. Joint P1 actually. Both are on 38 points. So Aston Martin looking really the team to beat this season. Snakes has gone first with a 109.6. Absolutely mega lap from him. He'll be perfectly happy with that. But yeah, Zerky won last race, followed by Lapalainen, Bologna Sandwich, Ive Khan after the post-race penalty, Matty, Ruben, Robbie, Victor, Luca, and Silver Arrow rounding out the top 10. Yeah, this is a few things that we need to talk about. Mike's, I don't believe is racing, but he would have a quali ban, and he will have that next weekend after an incident in qualifying last week where he impeded. Ayub Khan had his win taken away last weekend, finished 4th instead, so not the best. We do have a lot of people unavailable today. Andrew Fairley, Bologna Sandwich, Tom Atsovs, Robbie Van, Marvin Murr, Louis Welch, Bebix, Mika Bemp, L4EH Milan, and Charlie Moon. I expect a lot of those are just not wanting to race Monaco, as it's not going to be the most entertaining race, or I don't know, we'll see. I've asked these guys specifically to put on a good show. We'll follow Rish Rafi. He's on his outlap. Going to start his flying lap fairly shortly. Actually, we'll look at Matty. I believe he is on a lap. I think he's pushing. I think he is. But yeah, we'll just talk a bit about the PC F2 quali time. Yesterday, Duncan Hoffman with a 108.748, which is absolutely rapid. We're about a second, 9/10 off that for Snakes, so I don't know if we'll get that, but I'm sure Snakes is a talented driver. I'm sure we'll see him get close. Snakes pushing madly. I'm sure he is on a flying lap. But yeah, as he does go purple in the middle sector actually, so he's looking absolutely rapid this lap, but he is going to get a little bit impeded by the McLaren there. I'm not sure how much time that would have cost him. We'll see if he's still going to be able to challenge for pole position. I'm sure he will at least be up there. He is going to be on the main straight now. Where's he going to qualify? He goes P5 with a 110.5. Did that slight impedation cost him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, the lap record, race lap record, obviously, is a 1:12.909 by Lewis Hamilton in Mercedes in 2021. Yeah, so Monaco is a track that's been there since the start. The race was first held in 1950. You can drive the track on a set of course, and there's bumps and stuff all in it. It's crazy. I think around exactly where Rish is right now, there's a whole bump that went up, and it would just send the car flying if you're going too fast on there. Yeah, the race distance as well is 78 laps. Obviously, that's halved today, so we have 39 laps I believe, which is a lot. But I'm sure we'll get through this. I mean, more fun facts as Rishrathi sets a 111.2. This stream will be loaded with fun facts, so if you're an avid fun facts enjoyer, you'll like the stream. Ib Khan has gone P5 with a 110.404, trying to catch some people on laps. I believe Emin isn't. Nissan Ohana, currently last. We're going to want to try and improve that. Ayrton Senna famously burst onto the F1 scene with a storming performance in the rain-soaked 1984 race, and he actually currently holds the record for the most wins at Monaco, with 6, including 5 consecutive victories between 1989 and 1993, which is a really long time. That's 1.25 World Cups. He won every single race at Monaco, which is mega, and it shows how much of a talented driver Michael Schumacher is. Not Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna. But yeah, very tragic what happened to him. We'll watch Snakes as he runs that lap, as I said earlier, currently co-leading the championship with his teammate Zerky. Currently has 3 podiums and a DNF, Snakes, so definitely one who is in contention for the championship, obviously as he's leading at the moment, but also as he's just showing mad pace. Both of the Aston Martins are, and it's actually amazing how close teammates are this season, which we've seen in a lot of other races. But Snakes going through turn 1, I think that's a McLaren. I think that's Augustin Tolashi. As he's gone P3 and not brake for turn 1, but he's back on the track. He's going to get back into the pits. We'll talk a bit more about Snakes going through turn 4. Into Casino Square. Oh, as he hits the wall in the entry. You can see some drivers avoiding the bump towards turn 5. But yeah, Zerky going straight over that. I think that's because Ib Khan. Oh, sorry, not Ib Khan. One of the cars, I think it was a Red Bull, actually was on the inside. Not the cleanest lap from Snakes, actually. Hit the wall a few times. I don't know if he's got damage. I don't think he does, because it's on reduced, and you need quite a big hit to get damage on reduced. Which I think they've changed recently, actually. I saw a thing on the Twitter about it, which I don't know. Oh, there's a big snap of oversteer for Snakes. That's going to cost them. But yeah, I don't really like the reduced damage. I think it's much more entertaining. But anyway, there's a bit of traffic in front of him now with a Mercedes who doesn't get out of the way in time. That's going to cost Zerky all his time that he didn't lose from the oversteer. So, a bit unfortunate for him. Graham Hill has 14 wins, or 14, has 14 F1 wins in his career, and 5 of them were at Monaco between 63 and 1969, which is quite interesting. Graham Hill, father of Damon Hill, in case you didn't know. P1 Ruben, currently in P2, with then 109.725 on his out lap, about to start his flying lap. Only 6 minutes of qualifying left, so you're kind of got to get a run in now, otherwise you're not going to have any chance of having 2 runs. But yeah, I think those in the box now will just have to wait until their final run. Ruben 600s down in the first sector, but he's still got the whole lot to make it. Last sector, I think, is where most time is lost in gain through swimming pool, the fast chicanes. Really impressive to see how brave some people can be there, because I mean it's a difficult corner to get right. You have to push, but also make sure your car's not sliding on the curb, because they've just messed the physics up in this game. That's one of the things I hate about it with the curves, but it's unrealistic. But Ruben 2 tenths up at the moment. Oh, as he invalidates, he goes purple in the middle sector, but takes the chicane a bit too bravely. So he's going to be furious inside the cockpit. Who is on a lap? Luca Monaco. I think he's on a lap. Coming through turn 8. Get the power down nice and quickly. But he does go purple in the middle sector, currently 2 tenths up. That wouldn't be enough for pole, but a purple middle sector does look promising for Luca Monaco. Which I just realised isn't his name, so hopefully he can get some, I'm going to call it his home race luck, and he gets to go P5 with a 110.0. Talking of home races, in 2018, Charles Leclerc became the first Monegasque driver to compete the home race since Olivier Barretto in 1994. After 3 failed attempts, Leclerc finally reached the checker flag on home soil for the first time in 2022. And I believe he's got 2 poles there as well, so that's nice. I do hope he gets a win, because he really does deserve it. Especially like in Monaco. But yeah, last season's result didn't go too well for him after the team decided they wanted to put him on the hards. It finished Paris, Sainz, Verstappen. Sainz not able to get Paris despite being very close at the end. Victor Widler has gone P3 with a 109.7. Sorry, only 25 thousandths off that of P1 Ruben. Sorry, I kind of kept the camera on Luke Monaco. Ayub Khan, our favourite Scotsman, has just finished his lap, so that's not very helpful. Nissan Ohana, he's currently 2 tenths up. He needs to improve by quite a bit, as he's currently a second off the guy ahead and about almost 3 seconds off pole. As he invalidates. Ah, poor guy. Nissan Ohana not had the luckiest of seasons so far. Currently 22nd in the championship with 1 finish, which was outside of the points, and 1 DNF. And the other 2 were DNS. Everyone's starting to come out of the pits now. First up is Snake's F1. He's going to want to build on the gap that he has to Zerky, who is also on an outlap now. Zerky, on the other hand, obviously wanting to get ahead of his teammate to try and win the teammate battle and try and win the championship. Because remember, these guys are equal on points. So it is really all to play for. We'll go on board with Snakes for his final flying lap of the session. He's not going to have any traffic. So he's kind of lucky there. On the other hand, though, Alpine is coming out of the pits. I'm not sure if they're going to have enough time. They're going to need to rush. But anyway, Snakes F1 YT going through turn 1 now. All up the hill into the long sweeping left-hander. He's going to want to hope that he doesn't hit the barrier at all this time. Which he did last time, which I think cost him a bit of time. He's already over a 10th down on his time, so not looking too good so far from him. But he has still got the rest of the lap to try and make that up. Going through the tunnel now. Hitting the barrier quite a few times that lap, but he has gone purple in the middle sector, so has Snakes done enough to improve on his Current time. I don't think he has. He hit the barrier on the exit there, but can Zerky do anything about it? No, he's 4.4 seconds off, unless he has... No, you know what? He is going to have time to start a new lap. Just about. Snakes, on the other hand, is done. His time is a 109.617. But it is all to play for. We'll ride on board with Zerky. Zerky, which will go TV cam because it's cooler. Zerky on his lap now. East lap 9 is going to finish 7th for the moment. Ayub Khan can't improve. P10 at the moment. Noah P11. As we get everyone stuck in line. Nitsa Hana, unfortunately, does qualify last with P14. Rashrathi goes into P11. The front guys about to finish their laps as well. Ron Ruben doesn't improve, stays in second. Matty does go 4th with a 109.8. So Zerky's got it all to play for on this lap. Oh, just go towards the light. Silver Arrow. Ooh, sorry. A 10th up goes 6th with a 109.9. Pushes his teammate down to P7. Zerky is the man to watch now. The only one that can challenge for pole, who is a 10th down, as well as Luca Monaco. But I feel like it would be a bit more likely with Zerky. Zerky needs to have a monstrous last corner here on the main straight now. DRS wide open. Power is down. Where does he go? It's only good enough to stay P5. He's actually slow enough on his time, and Luca Monaco also does not improve. So that is going to be your final qualifying order for today. Snakes getting P1, Ruben P2, Victor Whittler P3, Matty P4. Sorry, I'm getting the results up. P5 Zerky, as you can see there. P6 Silver Arrow, Luca Monaco, P7. Augustin Tulashi, P8. E2 Lapalainen, P9, and Ayub Khan, P10. Don't go anywhere, as we will be right back after this break to start the Monaco Grand Prix. Here we go. 5 lights going out in Monaco. It is 5 red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go. Ruben needs to get a better start. He doesn't quite on the start because he's on those hard tyres. Snakes is in P2. He's going to keep that for now. Matty up into P3. Zerky into P4. Victor's gone all the way down into P5. Not the best start for them. We've got a bit of fighting at the back. Augustin's dropped down to P9. I can't still in P10. That is already all of the overtakes from the starting positions. Ruben's going to really want to have a go at Snakes at the moment. Not quite able to do anything for now. I think what you see as well, with bunch of tyres, big range of strategies. We do have a lot of mediums and a lot of hards. So people banking on different things like safety cars. I can't fighting. Dropping down to P11 there. Yeah, not going to be the best for him. It's not really what you want in Monaco, which is a track that's incredibly difficult to overtake on. I got on board with Ruben as he tries to catch up to Snakes. Ruben only a 10th off pole position, so he's going to want to improve that in this race. He's already losing time, so maybe those mediums showing They have a lot more pace already, as the gap's already a second. Going to be holding Matty up. Matty's going to need to get past quickly if he wants to have any chance at winning this race and catching up Snakes. Talk about wins earlier. Oh, here's the strategy actually. Lap 17 to 24 is the mediums to hards. Sorry, yeah. Also, we do have to say a little thank you to our sponsors, GTA Mega. And don't forget to use code PSGL at checkout for 5% off at gtamega.co.uk. Always, we do have a spun around driver at Nixon of Noah. He's not out. He's only lost his front wing, and I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to bring out a safety car for now, which is probably going to be what Ruben wants because he's not looking very patient in those tyres. And Matty is going to want to try and get past. We talked about victories earlier. Michael Schumacher also has 5 victories in Monaco between 1994 and 2001. And Alan Prost actually won 4 times in the 1980s, while Sterling Moss and Jackie Stewart each won 3 times, I think, though. And that's all the facts about winners. But don't worry, it's not the last of the fun facts, as we have some more earlier. As Ruben somehow does the fastest lap on those hards. Bit of a gap between 7th and 8th at the moment. And those hards are proving to be a lot more of a challenge than the mediums. So we'll have to see how long it takes for those tyres to go off. But yeah. Ooh, sorry. At the front, we do still have Snakes F1 with a big gap now. Well, it's kind of stayed the same as that, but 1.1 seconds stayed the whole time. You know what? What I think P1 Ruben has been using his ERS. He does set the fastest lap. The DRS was enabled last lap. The gap's 0.9. If you can get into the DRS in time, that's going to stop Snakes running away from this race, which is really what Ruben needs. So he's going to be pushing like mad on these hard tyres to just try and get ahead. Ruben finishing this lap, and he is going to be in DRS for the first time this race. He's just got a little bit of oversteer on the exit. He's actually lost a lot of time from that, but he's going to have the DRS zone straight. It's only a short DRS zone, but he's going to use a lot of his battery here because he needs to make this count. On the other hand, Snakes with about 10% more battery, so I mean, I don't know, those hards really not working for Ruben. He gets 1.4 now, which is really horrible for Matty, because Matty's going to be on that faster tyre on the mediums, and he's stuck right behind his teammate. Silver Arrows, that's the fastest lap. Well, 112.3. He's on fresh mediums because he had to box. We'll look at Ayub Khan and killed. He's killed. Looking really fast at the beginning of the season. It's right behind Ayub Khan. Not quite able to get past the moment. Ayub not showing the pace that he really needs to show, but this track is so difficult to win at. So to overtake it. I mean, also, we can talk about Snakes as well. Snakes starting on pole. Really needs to convert it. for this championship. Charles Leclerc has quite a few poles, never won that, as well as Jim Clark has 4 poles at Monaco, but has never claimed a victory, which is quite astounding. Jim Clark also died in a fateful accident, which I think was F2 actually, not F1, because back then you could compete in more than one. It's now kind of boxes. Not sure what that's for. Maybe precautionary, maybe damage. Very easy to get damage here, so I wouldn't be surprised. As it stands, Snakes obviously continues in the championship, and I think Ruben would stay P3, Zerky would stay P2 for now. But this would help Matthew a lot. Matthew's only in P8, and it would help Red Bull and the constructors quite a lot to settle, to be able to get a second and third today. So they're going to do their best to try and get that. We're on lap 7 out of 39 at the moment. Killed, still not able to get past Ayub Khan. Maybe Ayub Khan had what I said, because I mean the gap is almost a second. Up at front, the gap is 2.1 seconds. With Matty still not being able to get past Ruben either. You also notice this race I have finally remembered to get rid of the V8 engine noises. So those who are loyal to F6 and be watching it for the past few races will understand what I'm saying. Matty is so close to the back of Ruben. I mean, at what point do team orders kick in and you think, you know what, we need this for the constructors. Let's just swap the drivers. But at the moment, it's not going to be enough, because in the last sector, Ruben just seems to find a few tenths in the last couple of corners. So when Matthew has the DRS, it's just not close enough, and you need to be incredibly close to be able to overtake with the DRS here. I mean, on normal circuits, it's about 5 tenths, and here it's got to be about like 2 or 3, which is mad. Oh, is killed, gets 3-second time penalty. I think Matty got the call there as well in the chicane. That's not going to help Killed if he ends up being a train at the end. I should also apologise for the commentary being so dead. Monaco by yourself is absolute hell. Fortunately, no reserves to join me either. But, oh well, c'est la vie. Is there anyone in chat at the moment? Well, that's so sad to ask. I mean, if anyone has anything about Monaco they'd like to share, please go for it. Some talking points. We can get what we can talk about. Out of the current crop of drivers, Lewis Hamilton has 3 wins in Monaco. Vettel has 2, and so does Daniel Ricciardo. And Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez have won here once. Daniel Ricciardo should have 2 wins, but in 2016 was leading and had a power failure, so that kind of sucks for him. But he did have redemption in 2018, where despite having a car issue, I think he lost 6th gear, or he was stuck in 6th gear, one of the two, he still managed to win, which is insane. As Augustine gets a 3-second time penalty. First in a minute, Zerky pulls into the pits. Is that for damage? That's got to be an early pit stop. That's like 5 laps early on. It is. Changing the front wing there, so Zerky must have got some sort of damage. That's horrible. Yeah, he's going to drop quite a lot of positions. Looking at the front, has something happened to Snakes? He's just lost all of his pace. 1.1 is the gap. And I think Ruben's going to be in DRS by the end of it, so... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But that just sucks. Ruben is in DRS, which is quite amazing, actually. He's closed that gap on hards, but I think those mediums are just really falling off, in all honesty. Even though their pit lap is lap 17. I don't know, maybe pushed him too hard. Or he just made a mistake, I'm not sure. But we'll see if he can extend the gap again. Since the first sector, Snakes is so much quicker. Augustine in the pits now onto a new set of mediums. He's going to be doing a 2-stop then. Maybe those mediums really have just fallen off. We'll see a few more people pit as well. I'm not sure. As Ayub Khan decides to call it a day in the pits, deciding Monaco was too difficult for him, which is fair enough. As he leaves the session. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I just didn't really have the pace, unfortunately. Ayub, if you're listening, I mean, my heart still goes out to you about Canada. I really didn't think it was a fair decision, but that's not my call to say. But I wish you luck in Silverstone. United Kingdom, your home race. Kind of. Ruben all over the back of Snakes now, actually. Maybe we'll see a move soon. I think the Greeners are really struggling, but I'm sure Snakes, as he's obviously on, if they are that bad, he's got to wait 5 more laps before his pit stop. His pit lap. I'm sure it'll be fine keeping Snakes behind, keeping Ruben behind even. As Monaco is a track that's so difficult to overtake on. Ruben is all over the back of him now. It's mad. Field setting the fastest lap on the soft tyres now. Matty also pitted from the mediums onto the hards. Yeah. Snakes. Sorry, I completely missed that. Snakes is boxed. Not too hard. He's going to need to push now and hope that Ruben doesn't come out ahead when he's boxed. Obviously. Because why would you want all those positions? And Matty and Zerky are fighting. Zerky in P5 at the moment. More fun facts about Monaco. Let's do it. Monaco holds the all-time record in the modern F1 era for the least number of cars to finish the race. Only 4 cars saw the checkered flag at Monaco in both 1966 and 1996. Olivier Panis in a mid-year was the unlikely and popular winner of 1996's race attrition. So, massive well done to you, Olivier Panis, if you're watching. Bunny. I don't know French very well, so it might be wrong. is Ruben going to pit? We can work this out in the next few laps, I can tell you that. The gaps are 18, 19 seconds. I'm not sure how long the pit is, but about that. Snakes just hit the water. Let's hope he didn't get any damage. Did you know the oldest person to ever start an F1 race was Louis Chiron, a local who competed in the 1955 Monaco Grand Prix. He was 55 years old and went to finish 6th. 5 laps down on the winner, Maurice Trintignant, which is quite cool. Ruben has a 3-second time penalty. He's on 20 lap old hard, so he's going to be boxing very shortly. Did you know before taking over the commercial running of F1 in the 1980s, Bernie Ecclestone was a driver, but not a particularly successful one. He failed to qualify for the Monaco Grand Prix in 1958. For those who know, Bernie Ecclestone, for those who don't know, Bernie Ecclestone is a bit of a nut job who runs F1. Or is part of it, or used to, I think. I'm not actually 100% sure of his complete role. But yeah. Killed. I genuinely think just crashed, and I did not even realise. Snake's nearly in the way, as he does get 3-second advantage to cut the corner. I'm just going to get removed. Ruben has boxed and come out directly behind him. Take that as you will. Ruben is all over the back of Snakes now. We're going to get a bit of a battle towards the end. Monaco pays a substantially lower yearly sanction fee to owners of Formula 1 than the other circuits. It's believed to be around half of what the other venues pay. This might change as a result of the latest contract signed in 2022. So why it's on the calendar, I have no clue. It's such a bad track. With all due respect to the track, I just dislike it. I mean, yeah. But a cool thing, for 10 seasons between 1984 and 1983, Alan Prost and Edson were the only drivers to win the Monaco Grand Prix, which is quite insane if you think about it. Ruben on the faster tyres now, all over the back of Snakes. We're going to be able to see if he's going to be able to use those tyres like Snakes was in the first stint. As he does look like to try and go around for him now, but he's not close enough. Can that's the sort of threat, but he does try and get a better exit all the way up the hill. I think Snakes touched the wall there. On older tyres already, and generally slower tyres. We'll see what both of those guys can do. Snakes flashing, so having to use a lot of ERS just to stay ahead for now. 15 laps to go. Snakes has got a big job in his hands, so he wants to win this race. Both of these guys have won a race this season. Ruben won Bahrain, Snakes won Netherlands. So both these guys know how to win. Also joining the party is Matty and Zerky, or in starting to form a DRS train, and Victor Widler. Matty has not won a race yet this season. Zerky though obviously won Canada, and Victor Widler not actually had the best season so far. Sitting in 15th in the standings, only has one points finish, which is when he finished in he finished 8th. Yeah, he finished 8th in Canada. Sorry, Ruben trying to go for the move now. Got a better run, but not a better exit up the hill. Ruben having to settle there at the moment for P2. He's going to be pushing like mad to try and get ahead before the end of this race. Due to a combination of its low speed gaps, high concentration requirements, and the regular intervention of a safety car, Monaco is the only current race which does not run to 305km distance, which every other race of the calendar must comply to. It's just too difficult for it to do, and too slow and too short. Which is probably going to be helpful to Snakes, because he's going to want as little distance as possible to have to defend from Ruben. As Snakes hits the wall again, I want to have a look if he is damaged, because surely, he's hit the wall so many times, like I've heard it. I don't think he does, but Ruben is all over the back of him. Surely he's going to go for a move now. He gets a good exit, has the DRS, he's got the overtake switched on. I don't know what Snakes can do. Ruben is going to try and pull out to the outside. He's going to have to go for the switchback though. Not quite able to do anything as Ruben nearly loses it on the curb, slides over there. Settling for P2 for the moment. This is all helping Natty. But Ruben is now going to go down the inside into turn 4. Can he do anything? It's so tight between the two. Snakes trying to come back and get the second position, but he's first position, but he's not able to do it. Ruben does inherit the lead of the race. He's gone deep again. Matty is going to try and have to... I can't remember the word. This is really annoying. He's going to have to try and make the most of it. Make the most of that small mistake. It's not looking the easiest to do at the moment. Very sad we're missing Punju today, although he's just sent me a picture of him next to a car, a cool racing car, so I can't remember what he said he was doing. I think it's a racing event, so that's very cool. Matty at the back of Snakes. Snakes has already got 2.1 seconds of gap to Ruben, so this hard's just not working in the second stint. We know Snakes is a quick driver. He did get pole, but he needs to do quality laps now. And for the rest of the race, if he wants to have any chance at even a podium anymore. Luckily, Matty's on 1 lap older hard, so the tyre deficit is not going to be too bad. Well, it's not going to be anything. In fact, he's going to have faster tyres. Zerky boxes onto a new set of hards. That will go to the end of the race now. He's not fighting for a podium anymore. As Noah gets another time penalty. So, poor guy. Yellow flags. E2 Lapalainen is out of the race. Is that in a position that can cause a safety car? I think safety cars might be off for Monaco. I'm not 100% sure because we haven't got any yet and we've had quite a few incidents. I did check the briefing notes earlier and I don't think there was any... I'll check again. But, let me just double check because... Yeah, well, I don't remember seeing that. Hang on, let me find it. Briefings, Monaco. Nope. Nothing has been said about turning safety cars off. .6 seconds is the gap between Ruben and Snakes now. There's the penalties. Snakes needs a 3 second. Sorry, Ruben needs a 3 second gap on Snakes. And he has 6 seconds, so even if he gets another penalty, he's safe. Matty gonna want to try and go for a move. I thought he was gonna dive down the inside there. Matty doesn't really need to because there is a 3 second time penalty that Snakes has. So he's just going to stay within 3 seconds, but it's always safer to overtake on track, and I think Snakes might actually have that removed, so yeah, he's going to want to get past. As Matty gets a 3 second time penalty, so he's definitely going to need to get past now. Just cut the chicane a little bit too much. And laps to go. That's going to be a job. Especially as he doesn't have the tyre advantage as Ruben did. Matty still not quite able to get past Snakes here, but he is going to be under pressure from Victor Wilder. Victor Wilder trying to go around the outside. I didn't even realise that was happening. I was like, oh no, I've actually carved. Going side by side up the hill. Victor Wilder has to can see the position for now, but he's looking very aggressive. What he can do with that aggression, I guess we'll find out in the next coming lap. But that's going to be something that Matthew's going to have to watch out for sure. Most of the entire grid has penalties now, apart from 4 drivers. So big respect to them. 7 laps left over this race. My throat's dead. Is that, man? You feel like you have a golf ball in your throat after qualifying, and you still have a whole race to do, and it's so difficult to sound interested. So hopefully we have some interesting things, as Matthew is only a few tenths away from Snakes. He's going to try and get a 1-2 for Red Bull, which would be amazing, but for now they're finishing 1-3 like they did in real life. So we'll see what people can do. Oh, Snakes. Matt's even trying to go down, sorry, trying to get a switchback and losing the rear end, just like Ruben did. Ruben has 14.6 seconds of a gap now. I don't know what's happened to Snakes, but he has just fallen off from his hard tyres. Big respect to Ruben. He might even be able to pit for fastest lap at this rate, honestly. Be a risk, but I mean, at this rate, he's exceeding his gap by over a second a lap, so that's mad. Fun fact time. The hairpin is the slowest corner on the F1 calendar, taking at just 48 km an hour. The corner has had a number of names through the years, originally the station hairpin, and then the Lowe's hairpin is now named after the hotel which sits on the outside of the track, the Fairmont chicane. Fairmont hairpin. Matty, is he going to be able to go for a move this time? Not quite. He really needs to. Try and get the lead. Yellow flags. I think that's Noah. Yeah, that's the race so far. Noah. Not really going too much better. Victor also has to watch. Sorry, Matty also has to watch out for Victor Wilder, who is also in the back of this queue, ready to capitalise on any mistake that Matty has, pretty much pushing him through the chicane there. Those guys are so close. It's been very interesting to speak to all of those guys at the end of the race, which will happen. So, actually, I don't think we are going to get into these today. I need to have a rest. My voice is dead. But you know what? A big thank you to our sponsors, gtomega.co.uk, who, if you use code PSGL at checkout, you get 5% off. GT Omega, fun fact about them. They did a FIFA World Cup prediction. You get a free chair if you get it right. I guessed the prediction, like 3 times, and I didn't win, which is very sad. That was a common case. No, I'm joking. I know Snakes did, though, and Snakes is in P2 right now, and I was talking to him about that. So, well, the Snakes, I think he's probably driving on his new chair at the moment. But, I mean, He's 14.1 seconds off the lead now, so not sure if the champion. A good omen per se. Matty's just a prime example of showing how difficult it is to overtake it. I feel so bad for him because he's got so much pace, but he can't use it. Same with Victor. As now Wiki retires from the race. RIP is what I'm going to say. RIP as well to Matty, because Matty still can't get past Snakes. Quite sad. Dude, he can't do anything. It's so sad. It really is. Three laps to go though, including this one. Matty, he's got to do it now, otherwise it's not going to happen for him. And he might even risk losing the P3 to Victor. But whatever happens now, it is going to be pretty decisive. I don't know how he's going to do it, but somehow he's got to do it, and he's got to do it now. More fun facts. Only a few laps left. McLaren have led a lot more laps at the Monaco Grand Prix than any other team, completing 916 laps in the lead. Michael Schumacher is the driver to have led more laps than any other, having led 435 laps over the course of his career. Matty is going to go for it now, though. He's going to dive down the inside. A very late lunge. I think Snakes had to hit the wall there, and he's lost all of his front wing. Victor also gets the position back, and now Snakes has to not lose 8 seconds in 2 laps to try and keep this position. It is going to be a Red Bull 1-2 as it stands. My oh my. Snakes. No front wing. I'm not sure if that was a late lunge from Matty or, I don't know, careless driving from Snakes, but that's going to be so horrible for him now for the rest of the race. Car number 69. Luca Monaco is only 5 seconds away, and he still has got to complete a whole other lap like this. I mean, yeah, he could drop all the way down to P9 as he cuts the corner. I think, no, he's not going to retire in the pits, surely. The gap is 4.7. He's struggling so much. I think you can tell. I hope he doesn't retire in the pits because he can still get points, and he needs points. And he can still finish out of circuit, which he really needs to do. Which, yeah, good. He does stay out. The gap is 3.5, and he has a whole another lap. I think Ruben made a mistake because there's only 8.5 seconds between Ruben and Matty. How did that happen? Has he boxed? There's no way he's boxed. No, he hasn't. I don't even know. Maybe he's spun. But Victor is closing in on Matty's right. I think Matty might just have a massive tyre advantage, in all honesty. I don't know. Anyway, last lap. Can Snakes do anything? It's going to be close. The gap's 1.9. Luca Monaco can see Snakes in his sights. He's going to know he's got damage because of how quickly he's been passing him. He's going to be pushing like mad on the final lap. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. Snakes does get another 3-second time penalty, so either way, Luca's going to get past some time penalties. I'm not sure if the Snakes are getting any of those removed either. Doesn't look like it. Well, that has been a horrible race. Sorry, I completely forgot to go back to the P1. Ruben, Ruben wins in Monaco after a long race. Very long race. Matty gets P2, Victor P3, Luca P4. So it's a Red Bull 1-2, Rich P5, Silvaro P6, Snakes P7, Zerky P8, Emin P9, Augustin P10, and Noah P11. Wow, what a crazy race. It's just been full of events. But we're going to be here next week for Silverstone, and I'm going to end this because I am absolutely knackered. So I'll see you all next week. Have a great rest of your days. Goodbye.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega, proudly supporting PSGL.